On the first day of classes, a former professor shoots and kills a graduate student, then hides out in a hotel and kills himself. She was standing outside her own off-campus home. That is when police say 22-year-old Catherine Benoit was shot and killed as her roommate sat inside. Benoit was a graduate student in the psychology and communications department. She's from Boise and a member of the Alpha Gamma Delta sorority. Police say this is the man who killed her, Ernesto Bustamante. He was an associate professor at U of I who abruptly resigned his position Friday. Early this morning, he killed himself. We have KXLY4 in-depth coverage for you tonight, beginning with Jeff Humphrey from Moscow.
Well, right now, Moscow police are looking into the possibility that the victim had broken off a relationship with Bustamante. That affair may also be the reason why Bustamante resigned his teaching post just 4 days ago. The shooting happened in an off-campus housing area popular with students just after sunset.
Last night we were here doing homework, and at about 8:45 there was like 10 loud bangs, and we were like, well, it might be a gun, but then it could be firecrackers. We didn't really think anything of it until we saw like cop lights and everything.
Other neighbors called Moscow police, who found Katie Benoit laying in the front yard of her rental property.
When police arrived, they found a 22-year-old Caucasian female, subsequently identified as Catherine Katie Benoit, deceased at the scene.
Moscow police then ran the license plate of a black Chrysler seen speeding out of the area and learned it was a rental car. Idaho State Police spotted the Sebring parked outside the University Best Western.
The suspect had registered at the hotel at approximately 9:30 p.m. Monday evening. Police confirmed that the suspect had registered and checked into the hotel. We then subsequently evacuated the surrounding rooms in order to protect the occupants.
Police then began calling in to Ernesto Bustamante's motel room, but he never answered the phone. Officers tried to force Bustamante out of his room with tear gas, but the suspected killer was already dead.
Officers ultimately made forced entry into that room to find the suspect lying on the bed and unresponsive.
Moscow police say they're investigating the possibility that Bustamante and Miss Benoit had been romantically involved. University of Idaho officials say any type of sexual relationship between a student and a professor would be a violation of school policy and grounds for Bustamante's termination. U of I officials say privacy laws prohibit them from explaining why Bustamante resigned or if he's been accused of harassing other students in the past. Reporting on the Palouse, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.